All right. What up, ninjas? Master Shredder here, aka the Vapid Sensei, aka the Fat Destroyer. We got the bat. Got the baby bat. And I've got to try and keep my head still whilst motor mouthing. This is the love of my life, Judy Graham, soon to be Judy Dornui. She has humbly accepted my kind, humble offer of being her husbandman. So thank you, darling,
That's all right.
for giving me a haircut. But that's the thing, I don't want to be anywhere else other than here, so we're going to do it. So, enemies. It's so important to love your enemies. Why? Because your enemy ultimately is you. You know how we say we're our own worst enemy, and self-sabotage and all of those types of things. Well, there is a deep, deep, strong connection with your enemy and yourself. And this is why it's important to love your enemy, because if you can learn to love your enemy, you essentially can love yourself, and you can love anyone else. How does that work, though, Tumaha? How does that work? I don't know what you're talking about. Love your enemies. I don't even know what you're talking about. All right, let's have a look here. So I'm going to go to my Facebook, some of my Facebook videos, and read some of the... These people would be considered my enemies because they're the furthest from me. Okay, I don't know them from a bar of soap, never met them, and they're saying some horrible things about me, and their perspective is from literally somebody who doesn't know me from a bar of soap. Okay, so they know nothing about me, but yet they're saying these things about me. But do you know what they're ultimately saying it about? They're saying it about themselves, which is sad. That's why I'm going to tell you, I'm going to flip it on its head, I'm going to show you why it's important to love your enemies, okay? Because they are literally hating themselves, okay? Anytime somebody doesn't know someone from a bar of soap, never heard of them, okay, this is the most extreme case of the enemy at work, you could say, okay? So one person says to me, the answer is not listening. Says, basically, I put out videos about weight loss, okay? Health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, social health, physical health, nutrition. And so one of the videos, he commented this, and the answer is not listening to someone that's been skinny his whole life. And then, you know, about 100 smiling, laughing faces. So obviously, he has no clue that at one point I was about 130 kgs, almost 130 kgs, fat as fuck, and was very unhappy with myself. I was going through depression and anxiety at the time. Had a breakup with my wife, a small breakup at the time, and decided to jump on steroids because I felt so low. I felt nobody cared about me, to be honest. So I got fat as fuck and jumped on steroids to try and, you know, fix the whole thing. But that was, I mean, I had a lot of learnings. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that, so this guy is already wrong, okay? And obviously, hate speech is wrong, you know. I mean, even if he was right, the spirit by which he's saying these things is that of an enemy, is that of hate. So obviously, it's only going to hurt him ultimately. And that's why, so why does it hurt him? Okay, it shows more, it reflects more on his character and who he is by one, assuming that I've never been fat and assuming I've been skinny my whole life, that he is coming from a knowledge deficit. He lacks knowledge. He lacks understanding. How can you judge something that you do not know? You simply can't. Or you can make judgments, but guess what? They're going to be wrong. So he's revealing the fact that he lacks so much in his life, okay? So somebody like that, all throughout their life, essentially the reason why he will be acting this way is he is crying out for love, for nurture. He is scapegoating on the thing that triggers him, and the reason why it triggers him is I'm so damn happy. I truly am. I've never been happier in my whole life. That is the truth. I can stare you in the eye and tell you I've never been happier. I'm actually filled with joy and gladness, and it's because of this woman, you know. It's
Even getting a bad haircut.
Exactly. Even if it looked like sheep shearers had attacked my head, I wouldn't give a damn.
It does.
It's because I've got the woman of my dreams who truly loves me why would I be angry at anybody? I don't care. I don't care. So this person, the reason why he is saying these horrible things to somebody he has no clue about, he is revealing what's in his heart. He's revealing that nobody cares about him. Nobody has... What he has found in his reality throughout the course of his life is that nobody listens to him. Nobody respects him. Nobody respects his thoughts, his opinions. Because truly, if this was a man face to face with me, you, and this man, and there are three of us face to face. I'm not talking over the internet, keyboard warrior type shit. I'm talking, it was me, you, and him, and he said that to my face, and you judged what he just said. Well, you would laugh. I would laugh. Because we would be like, bro, I've only just met you for the first time and you're saying the answer is to not listen to somebody that's been skinny his whole life. But you're assuming I've been skinning my whole life. You're making assumptions that you have no clue about, my bro. I was 130 kgs and fat as fuck at one point and depressed and full of self-worthlessness. So you just made a boo-boo there, brother, and you, the person who is the third party looking at it like, a fly on the wall type thing, is going to be judging me and him and looking at this guy like, bro, you're a fucking idiot. Shut up. See what I mean? So that's the type of judgment he's had all his life. Okay, so that's why I can do the honorable thing. I can feel sorry for him. I can feel sorry for him. I don't need to get trapped in this dichotomy of the duality of mankind whereby, you're trapped in this endless enmity towards other people. You end up in hell that way. So he's on his way to hell. He's on a highway to hell, essentially. And I mean hell as in his reality, the reality of his life that is taking place right now. Nobody listens to him. Nobody cares about him. Nobody actually honors him and respects him. Because how could you honor and respect somebody who judges other people wrongly and incorrectly? None of us are going to venerate that. None of us are going to honor that. None of us are going to respect that. None of us want to see that in our own lives, right? So of course we're going to, so he's judging himself. That's why it's so important they say, be the bigger man, in order to transcend the duality of man, you literally have to love your enemy. If you can't love your enemy, you cannot transcend the duality of man. Now, the duality of man, I'll talk more about that if you guys are interested. But, sorry, Don. So here's another comment that I got from my haters. I love you, my haters, and I'm not going to say your name because I don't want shame and guilt and condemnation to be thrust upon you. I truly don't. That's why people that say name and shame. No, because you're literally spreading hate yourself. By naming and shaming and condemning and putting the guilt trips on a hater, you're literally just partaking in the exact same behavior. You're trapped in the duality of mankind and you can't get out. So those people who also do naming and shaming, I highly suggest you stop it because you're just as bad as the hater. You are the hater. You are the hater at that point. So I know I'm not going to name and shame, but I will read their comments, which I think are juicy and scandalous, and I love them. I love them because I can tear them apart, I can pull them apart, and I can show you the patterns of reality that are taking place in real people's lives. This is what our society is struggling with right now, peeps. No word of a lie. These are real people messaging me. So, here's another, here we go. Another guy says, this guy has obviously been to the same public relations school as our ex-Prime Minister. Man, to be honest, I don't even know what the hell that means. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, I don't follow politics, I just don't. I'm just not interested at all. So, I can't even respond, but I'm guessing it's some kind of beration. He's trying to berate me and belittle me, but... So, you see, somebody who makes judgments about other people with a lack of knowledge about other people, the person that they are judging and talking about, okay, if you have no knowledge of the subject matter or the topic that you are speaking about, guess what? Nobody will respect you. Nobody will honor you because you don't know what you're talking about. And everybody does not like people who do not know what they're talking about. Am I right or am I right? Sorry to be right, but I'm right, So that's why you look at this guy, you look at these people that just spew out of their mouth these hateful comments. What they're really saying is, hey guys, I've lacked love and compassion and empathy and attention my whole life, and this is how I now behave and act. I put other people down, I hate other people, I get triggered everywhere I go. And in the path of their life, they will continue to see the same thing until somebody actually loves them. Friggin' heck, it's so simple, it's so easy, but yet we can't do it. I can do it. I can do it now. The only reason I can do it is because somebody loves me. I've been given the grace of love. It's grace. It's love. You cannot buy it. You can't buy love. You can't buy love. It's a gift. It's a gift. And you know what? You have to be humble to receive a gift. It's hard to receive a gift. Most of us shy away from receiving gifts too, because it gets to the core of our soul when somebody gives you something. Why? Because ultimately what they're saying is, you're worthy. I value you. I give you my time. I give you my attention. Because time and attention is the ultimate currency of humankind. The ultimate currency of mankind is your attention. The greatest thing that you can ever give anybody on this earth or anything is your attention. Your attention matters so much. And that's why the fact that these people who are called haters, I don't even want to call them haters because they're not haters. They're crying out for love. They're crying out for attention. Okay? So they're attention deficit, you could say. They are in an attention deficit. Other people giving them attention, they're in a deficit. They don't get the attention or the love or the care that they actually deserve. They're a human too. They're a human too. Our enemies are humans too. Fancy that. You know what I mean? So I love you. This is my love to you being expressed in real time, in reality. This is not a lie. This is not a joke. This is not some show. I truly have the ability to love you. Okay? So, yeah, it's funny because like they say no news is good news. That's actually true because people are compelled strongly by these feelings. A lack of love will compel any human to express to the extreme. So these people are people that lack love, man. And you can see it because I wouldn't go out of my way unless it really meant something to write a comment like that on somebody's post that I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just silly. I would never, ever give my time and attention to that unless it's important. So the fact that he doesn't know me and is saying these horrible things, it truly shines a light on the deficit of love and attention that this person has in their life. That's reality, folks. This is the reality we live in. So, man, if you can, what are your thoughts? Tammy says so true. Look, Tammy agrees with me. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy is an old school ninja. So good to see you, Tammy. I hope you're going well. Tammy, get involved in our community. They will love you. So, yeah, we've started up Fat Burning Ninjas again. It's a community full of love, full of compassion, full of kindness. It really is. Man, it really is. I don't even have to talk about testimonials anymore because we've made it free for 30 days so that people can actually test it out and see if what I'm saying is true. It's true. And once you realize that, there are people that actually can love others, I want some of that. I'm going to get me some. But then here's the dichotomy. The funny thing is, it's ironic because the way that you receive love is first by giving it, my friends. You must first give it if you want to receive it. That is how the ultimate pattern of reality works. It's true, and you know it. You know it because these haters who are sending me hate right now, all they'll be seeing in their lives is the opposite of love, essentially. It's people not respecting them, not giving them time and attention that they deserve, and so therefore they are out trying to get the attention the best way they know how. That's the only pathway they can get attention, is through hating other people. And yet it feels good to them because they get attention, but it's not the right attention that's going to grow them into a strong, loving human being. Okay? So, interesting stuff. I hope you guys understand what I'm even talking about. Another person says, honestly, this sucks. That's what you would say. You know, that's what you would say if you don't understand something. She's right. This is a woman. She's right. It sucks. It sucks. What is she saying is sucks? Because I know what I have does not suck. She can testify to it. All our ninjas who are on our program can testify to it. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. My life does not suck. My life is, honestly, I feel like I've won lotto. Honestly, I feel like I've won lotto. Like, that's how happy I am. You know, Adesanya, the greatest fighter, or arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time, he won his latest fight against his biggest enemy, his arch enemy, who had beaten him 3 times. And then he knocked him out, this latest fight. He knocked him clean out. His consciousness gone. And you know what he said at the end of this fight? And it's something that really stuck with me. It really stuck with me. He said, he grabbed the mic off Joe Rogan. He frickin' took control. So first of all, you got to take control. And then he said, you in this arena, you watching on TV, you watching through your phone, through your television set, wherever you are. He truly wished, this is what he said. He said something like, I truly, honestly wish that you can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. Just one time that you can feel this level of happiness. And he meant it. He truly meant it. He meant it to his enemy, who he had just slain. He meant it to those people who are his closest friends and family. But he also meant it to everyone in between. And I understand what he was truly saying is that you actually have to love your enemy as well. And if you look at the interactions that he had after the fight, he did. He respected and honored his enemy. And in fact, on the mic, he said, you're the reason why I become such a good fighter. Pereira was the reason why Adesanya became a neck-level fighter. This guy is got to be considered one of the greatest of all time. Joe Rogan, everybody says it. He's one of the greatest of all time. And it was because of his enemy that drove him to lengths that he could never get to without that enemy. So he honored his enemy. He gave his enemy the respect that he deserved. And that's amazing. And that's why I say I love you. Those people that are right now, I'm about to read out these comments and say, I actually do love you. Because you know why? Your life sucks. Your life is not happy. The reality and the patterns that are playing out in your life is that nobody cares for you. Nobody loves you. Nobody nurtures you. Nobody really nurtures you and takes their time to listen to what you're saying. Because if they did, you wouldn't be presenting yourself. Look, it's funny because your name is even on here. You're presenting yourself to a public forum and you're showing yourself. You're showing the lack that you have. And see, they're doing this because they're crying out for love. People who are haters, they're not haters. They are people who lack true love in their life. So don't partake and participate by hating back or getting trapped in an argument because you're only going to fuel the fire and make people worse. Instead, pull back. Look at what this person is saying. They are presenting themselves in a public forum. Their name is there. They are identifying themselves. And they are saying, I do not have the ability to love you, stranger. And I dare say they don't have the ability to love the others close to them as well. Or they'll struggle. They'll struggle. So we don't want a world full of these type of people, okay? We want a world full of people that have been loved, cared for, cherished, nurtured, so that they literally have the ability to love others. That's how it works, guys. So you have to love first, right? You have to step out first. Don't expect to get the treats if you don't do the ma'i. You've got to do the ma'i. And the ma'i is love your enemy. If you can love your enemy, which is the hardest thing to do in life, if you can love your enemy, which is the hardest thing to do in your life, guess what? Life becomes a breeze. It really does. You know, that's why these fighters, you know, they really test themselves with the toughest. When they go to spar, they frickin' spar. They test themselves with the toughest people, the toughest enemies. That's your greatest enemy. You want to be pushed. You want to be pushed so that you can love more, so that you can receive more love. You see, your capacity to receive love is based on your ability to give love. I'll repeat that. Your capacity to receive, the amount of love that you want to receive and your capacity to receive love is directly impacted and correlated by the amount that you can give love. Okay, it's crazy shit, isn't it? It's crazy shit, but it's true. So that's why if you can love your enemies, then you essentially have endless potential to receive love. Now think about that. A life, you know, full of meaning, purpose, and love. Others caring for you, nurturing you, giving your time and attention. Hell, that's a better life than I could imagine. I mean, that's what the life I'm living. That's the life I'm living, and that's why I can't say a bad word about these people. Here we go. Here's another good one. Here's another juicy, scandalous one. And once again, I'm not naming names because I do not want to name and shame. I do not want to put guilt trips on these people, and I do not want to condemn them. That right there is a virtue. It is a characteristic of true love. Covering your enemy, covering others, covering their sins, covering their mistakes. If you are able to cover the mistakes of your ultimate enemy, you have the capacity to love everybody. And when you love everybody, guess what happens? Love comes flowing into your gates. Your gates will be overrun and overfilled with love. And that's what I'm seeing in my life. And yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to be the example that I can see other people in this world need. So here we go. This is a very good hater comment. It's pretty hard to take weight. This is from a woman. It's pretty hard to take weight loss advice from someone who has never had to lose it. Ugh, this is the same old pattern that I get all the time. It's pretty hard to take weight loss advice from someone who has never had to lose it. Well, see, there you go. Are you kidding me? I've had body dysmorphia, for fuck's sake. I've been up and down with my own self-worth, my own self-image, my own identity. That's why I fluctuated so strongly when I was 130 kgs at one point. I started out at 73, I think. 130, that's 60 fucking kgs, bro. That's almost another human person on my body. So this person couldn't be even further from the truth. This is as far from the truth as it gets, folks. You see what I'm saying? So this is a hater, okay? A hater. I do not consider this person a hater. I consider them someone who lacks love, who lacks attention, who lacks nurture, who lacks compassion, who lacks empathy, and that's because they have not been given it in their life, and that is sad. I'm angry at that. I'm angry that this person has not been loved. We have the opportunity I right now have the opportunity to love this person. No one else is going to love them. If they have loved them, they wouldn't be operating in this manner. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's so important, guys. If you truly want to clock life, you need to love your enemy. If you're not prepared to love your enemy, then you're not prepared to love yourself. You will not love yourself if you can't love your enemy. All right, here we go. She continues with this. It's all it takes is just a gym membership, couple of one-off hours with a trainer to set you up, and calorie deficit. That's all you need. Not scams like this. Power of the mind will get you there, not online support. And then she's put that face that's like, like she's looking at me like I'm an idiot. Like I'm the idiot. Oh my gosh, compare our lives right now. Let's take a snapshot of where she's at and her life is at. The fact that I would never, ever, ever, ever go out of my way to make a judgment on somebody I've never met. I would never do that. I would never do that. You know why? Because it shows up my lack of understanding. It shows up my lack of knowledge, my lack of compassion, my lack of empathy, my lack of love, my lack of self-worth. Because you know what? Our self-worth comes from others. It comes from others. And if you can't give others the worth that they deserve, you will never get it for yourself. So this woman, unfortunately lacks self-worth because your self-worth is directly correlated with the worth that you give to other people. So she's not giving me worth. So what that says is she lacks worth. Okay? When you have an abundance of worth, you truly know who you are. You're filled with love. You're filled with, I know I'm loved by this woman who is literally making me dinner right now. She's sacrificing her time, effort, and energy. And actually, I better leave and give her a hand. Yeah, see, I'm just trying to look good in front of the people. No, but yeah, and also, so you see, I would never do that. I would never. So you can see already where our lives are at. Her life is struggling. She is struggling because she's crying out for love, and she's doing it by scapegoating her enemies. She's doing it by essentially she has not been loved by any other source, and this is the only place that she can put some time, effort, and energy into, and she's going to get a response. See? Haters, usually most people respond to haters like, oh yeah, fuel the fire and want to have an argument and want to fight. And that's the type of energy, that's the only way she's been given attention, you see, when she argues and fights. So I feel sorry for her that she has not been loved, essentially, or not been loved in a manner that would give her the ability to love others and especially love her enemies. She's not loving her enemy. She's hating her enemy. I am her enemy. So let's just look at some of the stuff that she's saying before I do go. So she's saying, it's pretty hard to take weight loss advice from someone who's never had to lose it. Okay, sorry, but your facts are wrong. I was 130 kgs at one point, and my weight has fluctuated because I've had mental health issues such as, but not limited to, bipolar, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. What else have I been diagnosed with? ADHD. I've had a massive, well over a decade of medication journey. I'm off it now, and I've never been happier. Never been happier.
Right now you're diagnosed with nothing. Go figure.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And right now I'm diagnosed with nothing. Well, I'll tell you where my diagnosis comes from. It comes from my future wife. Honestly, everything she says to me, I take seriously. And she says, I'm diagnosed with nothing. That's her diagnosis. So folks, I'm good. So all it takes is a gym membership, couple one-off hours with a trainer to set you up in a calorie deficit. So see, the things she values are things that are void of interactions with other humans, okay? Now, you need to know that your life depends on other human beings. Your life depends on it, okay? From the moment you were born into this world through the whare tangata of the woman, who did you depend on? Your mother? Your father, your carer, whoever they were, God bless them. Your life depends on other people. So the fact that she's saying all it takes is a gym membership, a couple of one-off hours with a trainer, if you don't, and a calorie deficit, this story is void of any emotional connection with another human being. Okay, look at what she says. A one-off couple of hours with a trainer. I mean, you're not going to learn about their deepest, darkest secrets, a couple of hours with another person. So the things that she values shows you her life. Her life is void of meaningful, purposeful interactions with humankind. And honestly, I would give up everything in my life just to have that. And you would too. If you actually truly looked into your heart. The things we want as humans, it's not the things that we see on all the ads. Like money. Anyway, let's move on. So that's all you need, and she's got all in capitals. Are you serious? You're telling me all you need? You're saying this in its entirety is everything that a person needs to get healthy? They don't need interactions with other humans. You don't need emotional, spiritual interactions, meaningful, purposeful, loving, caring, nurturing, kind, compassionate, empathetic interactions with other humans. You don't need that? Really? Shit. What am I doing? I'm on the wrong track, honey. I'm completely way off track. What are we doing, honey? Our business is going to fail. If she's true, if what she's saying is true, my business will fail. And if what she's saying is true, then all these people that are on our program right now, oh my God, I mean, the results are incredible. I'm telling you right now. They come in, they're like, I've only been here 6 days and I feel like I'm home. I feel like I have a family. I feel like somebody actually cares and listens to me. So this woman, unfortunately, is just revealing the patterns of her own existence, her reality, and it's not good. It's not good. And she says, this is all you need, not scams like this. So she's calling me a scam. She's scapegoating me because I'm her enemy, and it triggers her, and she doesn't know a bar. She doesn't know me from a bar of soap. See, she's cutting off the very thing that would enable her to connect with me, which is emotional connection. So obviously she's been hurt in that area. See, I'm basically telling you her life. I don't even know this woman from a bar of soap, but I'm telling you her life, and I'll give you a bet. This person has not been respected, has not been loved, lacks emotional intelligence because she has not been loved. She has not been given the respect, I would say, especially from men. And that's why she scapegoats me as a man. She looks at me, and the first thing she sees is somebody who is tyrannical, who doesn't care about her, who is just shooting instructions at her and telling her, do this, do that. That's what she sees. That's what she sees when she looks at me. But truly, in reality, if you know my future wife, I mean, she spends every waking and dying minute with me, eh, babe?
Yeah.
You just have to ask her who I really am. But you don't even have to ask her, because we've got a public program called Fat Burning Ninjas, where everybody gathers together and loves one another, essentially, and they become healthy. Absolutely stars. They shine with energy. It's amazing. It's amazing. It makes me so pumped. So pumped. So she says, well, that's all you need, not scams like this. So, so once again, the fact that she completely lacks knowledge, one, about me and who I am. She's literally saying the opposite of who I actually am, okay? And that's what you do to your enemies. That's what you say about your enemies. That's what most of us, when we're trapped in this duality of man, this dichotomy where you essentially scapegoat your enemies to make yourself feel better because you lack love, you lack empathy, you lack compassion, you lack kindness in your life. That's the reality, patterns of reality that are playing over and over and over and over and over again in your life, okay? That's what this woman is trapped in, and I feel sorry for her. I truly do. So I'm not going to name and shame her. I'm not going to guilt trip her. I'm not going to, fight her and say, you're wrong, you're wrong. No, she's right. In fact, I'll go as far as to say, you are correct. She is correct. That's the reality that she lives in. That's the lack of love, the lack of kindness and compassion that she's engaged with in her interactions with other human beings. And that's fucking sad. That makes me angry. It really does. It makes me angry. Because people, we don't have to exist this way, okay? So that's why we've set up Fat Burning Ninjas, to have a safe place where everybody can gather. From your loved ones to your enemies and everyone in between will be accepted, actually accepted and cared for. You can say whatever you want and people will love you. Now, obviously you can't, there are rules that you have to abide by. You just can't come in and freaking slay everybody and say you're all idiots. I will kick you out. I mean, we just can't have you in the community if that's what you're going to do. But yeah, so she says that's all you need. Power of the mind will get you there, not online support, she's got in quotes. And then she's got all these faces, emojis that would exhibit her disgust for me. So you see, the disgust that she's showing towards me is actually the disgust that she has in her heart about the pattern of existence that she is existing in. The patterns of her reality that she is expressing here. That's what she's really disgusted about. And so that's why I've transcended the dichotomy, the duality of man, this where we have to argue and fight. I'm actually loving this person and saying, you deserve love. You deserve love. And I'm sorry that you actually haven't found it in your life, because there are so many of us that will go through life not being loved. It's a true story. There are people right now out there that are not being loved. In fact, that are being abused, that are being killed, that are being destroyed. And this person is in that camp, okay? And the crazy thing is, look, it's got these hater comments are the ones that have got all the likes. So it shows that there's so many of others out there, babe. Pretty much half of social media is this woman. And then somebody else says, oh my God, is this a real thing or another scam ad? I basically had to respond to her and say, no, this is real. Here are more interviews with real people. Interviews with real people. Oh, fuck, I've interviewed for years people on my program, and they say all the same stuff, that it's amazing, that you will transform if you just freaking come in and show yourself, identify yourself. So anyway, those are some of the hater comments that I wanted to bring up. And just to show you guys the importance of loving your enemy. It's so important. It is, if you can love your enemy, then you can love yourself and everybody else. So thank you so much for watching this vid. Once again, join us. Free for 30 days, no credit card required in our community. It is a loving, caring, empathetic, kind, compassionate, uplifting, encouraging community that will give you endless energy, endless motivation. How do you get endless motivation and endless energy? You have to first give. You cannot get the treats without first doing the mahi. You must give of yourself. You must give of yourself. And how do you give of yourself? Identify yourself. By identifying yourself in front of other people, that is you giving of yourself, who you are, the essence of who you are. By naming yourself and saying, my name is Tume e Mauri ora tua o Hui o Rongonui. Nice to meet you. I struggle with depression, anxiety, ADHD, bipolar.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore. It's amazing. But I've been through that, and it was my suffering that now has provided me this platform to be able to love others and care for others. So ultimately, it was my enemy that turned me into the loving human being that I am today. And I can say that with truth and honor, because I do. I love my woman. I love her with all of my heart. In reality, like, I actually try to sacrifice to her, and I do my best. And I mean, I'll know about it if I don't. And she is cooking me dinner right now, so I've got to go. I've got to go and honor that. And thank you for my haircut, my sweet pea. She also cut my hair whilst I did this live video and the previous live video. And so that's why it's so important to love your enemies, guys, is because if you can love your enemies, it means that you truly respect yourself. You truly honor yourself, and you truly are worthy to carry love, to give love, and to receive love. And that is the love that we have in our community. So do sign up, and we'll see you on the other side. Master Shredder out.
Cheese grater right there.
That's a cheese grater right there.